Scroll through Gabbie Gonzalez's social media feeds, and you find exactly what performs best online. She is a 24-year-old influencer with merely 500,000 followers, projecting an idyllic life filled with aspirational travel photography and relatable moments of young motherhood. Her high online profile was closely tied to her teenage romance with Jack Avery. Avery was a singer in the late 2010s boy band Why Don't We?, an act that built massive, dedicated fan bases through their own heavy use of social media and global tours. Gabbie and Jack welcomed a daughter, Lavender, in 2019. Eventually, the couple split. Online, they presented the image of a functional, amicable joint parenting arrangement. For years after the breakup, Gabbie continued to document her family life. She leveraged this sanitized, peaceful version of her daily routines to build her personal brand, securing the trust and engagement of her audience. The modern economy of fondly vlogging requires a pristine public image. There is a massive financial and social incentive to keep the camera focused on the aesthetic, carefully hiding any personal toxicity or chaos from the millions of people watching. That aesthetic broke on May 15, 2026. As Gabbie attempted to board a flight in remote Humboldt County, Northern California, federal authorities suddenly moved in and placed her under arrest. On that exact same Friday, Jack Avery was going about his day when he received an unexpected phone call. On the other end of the line was a detective from Los Angeles. The detective informed him that he was the central target of an active, heavily funded assassination plot. Avery was then told the identity of the person who had orchestrated the hit. It was the mother of his 7-year-old daughter. The digital footprint of a peaceful lifestyle influencer was a complete fiction. In the real world, she was now facing a federal indictment for conspiracy to commit murder. Court documents trace the motive for the plot back to 2021. The seemingly amicable co-parenting arrangement was, in reality, a bitter and protracted legal dispute over custody of Lavender. Gabbie did not manage this dispute alone. Her 59-year-old father, Francisco Gonzalez, became deeply embedded in the conflict, treating his daughter's family court battle as a personal war. Francisco escalated the situation by hiring private investigators. He orchestrated a campaign to secretly monitor and photograph Jack Avery in Hawaii, attempting to gather any evidence that could be used against the singer in court. The surveillance eventually gave way to a much darker solution. According to witness testimony obtained by investigators, Francisco stated that it would simply be cheaper if Jack were dead. A standard family court disagreement over visitation rights had officially mutated. Backed by private funding, it was now a lethal conspiracy. To execute the hit, the father and daughter needed a technical facilitator. They recruited Kai Cordry, a surf instructor and Gabbie's former boyfriend, to act as their liaison to the dark web. Investigators found the initial financial laundering in a digital square receipt. Francisco transferred $10,000 to Kai, specifically coding the payment with a fake invoice for web development services. This animated flowchart maps how they attempted to buy a killer's anonymity. The conspirators took that initial fiat currency, converted it into Gemini cryptocurrency accounts, and routed it through secondary platforms like SiteWhisperer to obscure the source of the funds. They also provided highly specific execution parameters. They instructed the hitman to kill Jack Avery and staged the scene to look like a fatal car crash on the congested highways of Los Angeles. But their operational security failed almost immediately. Kai's dark web inquiries did not locate a real assassin. Instead, they led the group directly into the trap of an undercover federal agent. Posing as a killer, the agent got Francisco on a phone call using the encrypted messaging app Signal. During that conversation, Francisco confirmed the target and the payments, using the pre-arranged code word bullrun. The conspirators relied on cryptocurrency and encrypted routing to keep their plot a secret. Instead, those exact digital tools preserved an indelible, highly trackable electronic confession for federal prosecutors. Law enforcement synchronized their takedown across the country. While Gabbie was arrested in California, authorities intercepted her father thousands of miles away in Seminole County, Florida, booking him on fugitive warrants. 4 days later, Gabbie appeared inside a downtown Los Angeles courtroom. Standing in a plexiglass holding pen, wearing a blue hoodie and handcuffs, her reality was a jarring departure from the curated feed she had maintained for years. The judge set her bail at $2 million and issued a strict order requiring her to stay at least 100 yards away from Jack Avery and their daughter at all times. The immediate collateral damage fell entirely on the child at the center of the dispute. Following her mother's arrest, 7-year-old Lavender was temporarily placed into emergency foster care. Jack Avery rushed to pick up his daughter the next day. He immediately filed legal motions for a temporary restraining order and sole physical and legal custody. The conspirators spent years funding an operation to eliminate a father. The actual result was the permanent destruction of a mother's access to her child, exposing the digital illusion she sold as a total facade.